Boom. You are listening to session 95 of Primordial Harmony, a retelling of the classic Elemental Evil story in the Dungeons & Dragons multiverse. I'm Mike, I'm the DM, and tonight I'm joined by...
Hello, I'm Senna and I'm playing Delia the Gnome Wizard.
Hi, I'm Kitties and I'll be playing the Gnome Bard, Hum.
Hey, I'm Miles. I'm playing Tadias, who is an Osmotic.
I'm Nyx, and I'm playing Vox. She's a changeling rogue.
Hey, I'm Zaffin, and I'll be playing Zachary Vitalis, Fire Genasi Fighter.
And the best father.
The only father. The godfather.
Super Dad.
Super Dad. Well, when we last left the Pact of Koirit Dwom, the Excavators and Gordon's task force meet in Orborough and over dinner and drink discuss what they had seen and done since the last time they were together in Force Stride. GTF would come to learn about the portals to the elemental planes that might bring about not only the evil Archnomentals, but the very nature causing rifts in reality. It also became clear that there were two dragons amongst the powerful entities that the parties might have to face. GTF also relates their strange meeting with Samular in the Conadir Forest. Renwick, who is there, presses, and based on their description, it confirms to him that Samular, his brother, that kept his phylactery hidden for centuries and somehow still fueled it with mortal souls, was around and alive. Despite Renwick reeling from his revelation, he decides, confiding in Delia, to remain and assist the two parties until the threat of the Archnomentals and the chain god Therisdune had been dealt with. Eventually, the next phase of attack is planned. The Excavators would return to the Nexus via the Earth Temple, while GTF would return to Force Stride and assist with any current threats before attacking the entrance to the Nexus in the Nerthol Woods. The next morning, the party splits, wishing each other well. Mikal, the human artificer that the Excavators rescued from the cult Nexus, chooses to remain with Renwick in Orborough to learn. The Excavators would also leave Windvane in Renwick's care. We then center our focus on the Excavators and follow them back through the ruined monastery and into the tunnel beneath the mountains. As they drive on the earth carts, they are attacked by a strange mud entity that threatens to overtake them. Lucy the Bullet takes a few hits of rock, but they come out relatively unscathed. The Excavators reach the Earth Cult lair and venture back down the stairs that led them to the Fane of the Eye, where another welcoming party awaits them. We return to Flame Rule the First. Delia, Hum, Tadias, Vox, and Zachriel with Rook, the Snurfneblin, and Lucy the Boulette on these stairs, looking down into one of the chambers of the Fane of the Eye, the Cult Nexus. A black earth guard opens the western door of the chamber and shouts, "They're here!" I'm going to take you to the page real quick and I'll ask you to roll initiative. I can't hear you at all, Miles.
Is he breaking up for anyone?
He's breaking up for me.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't hear me at all. It's inconvenient. He's fixing his mic. While he's fixing his mic, go ahead and roll initiative. Don't mind.
Check.
Check, he's here.
Hey, what's up?
Loud and clear. Roll initiative. Alrighty. Let's not forget Lucy.
Is it either left or right? We go down the stairs.
Top of the stairs, bottom of the stairs, loops around like this.
I did not see that.
I believe like it goes like this.
Yeah, it goes down, 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 bottom.
Like that.
Are you guys not seeing my... Oh, I'm on the GM layer, of course. Top of the stairs. Bottom of the stairs. I can run Lucy, that's not a problem. Oh,
God damn.
alright. Box. You hear that as he shouts that out the door. Actually, he would be standing here when you see him do that, so he is standing there. What do you do?
Is there enough room to get by, like Delia and Lucy?
Yeah. It'd be, I'm gonna count as rough terrain because you're on the edge of the stairs. And because it's not that, it's enough area, but you'd have to be careful, so it'd be rough terrain, unless you, let's make this interesting real quick. Roll an acrobatics check. I doubt it's gonna matter much, but let's roll some dice. Oh, well. It's just rough terrain. You're just kind of like, I gotta be careful. So it's just gonna be double movement until you get into this square or this square.
I do not see that.
Am I on the GM layer? I am. Until you get into this square or this square. So it would cost you 40 feet of movement to get here.
Okay, yeah, that's where I want to go. Okay, and I'm going to fire my short bow at him.
Okay. Because of the angle, he's gonna have partial cover, quarter cover.
I think you still have advantage, so you should be good.
Oh, the assassinate thing. Can you key the assassinate text, please? I always forget the...
It's like if they act before the other people, they have advantage on the attack.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I get those two sentences mixed up. So you will have advantage, but he'll have quarter cover.
Will he still have quarter cover if we go in the other one?
Huh?
Like if I was to be in that square.
Well, it's because of the lip. It's because of the lip of the stairway and the angle and how far down they are. So if you were to just like share a space with Tadias for a second, you could still shoot, and it would be a clear shot.
Because I'm kind of imagining kind of getting in between them for a
Sure.
second. Shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
You're breaking up pretty bad, by the way.
There we go.
Alright. 17 misses. You make contact, but it glances off of their shoulder pad. And I think you're out of actions. You would have had to use your bonus action to get there because it was rough terrain. So it cost you 40 feet of movement. Unless you... What's your speed?
40.
Oh. Oh, right. You took that feat. Okay. Then you still have a bonus action if you want to use one. I don't know. Bonus action or turn over?
No, I'm good.
Alright.
Hum is going to climb on Lucy's back and try to hit him with Mind Sliver. She's going to stand on Lucy's head.
Alright. She'll certainly let you do that. intelligence. Hold on, he's rolling to GM, but does 16 save? No, it doesn't, so he takes 2. Alright. What's Lucy gonna do? Oh yeah, I'm running Lucy. Does Hum stay on Lucy's head?
She's gonna sit down.
She's gonna sit down. Okay. Yeah, somebody.
She's just holding on for dear life.
Somebody. I was going to ask. Somebody run Lucy, if you have the capacity.
I can do that.
What's Lucy gonna do?
Lucy's going to start running down the stairs, hopefully not knocking everybody off the edge. Does she have the ability to get by these guys to go down? Or is she gonna...
I kind of like where this is going, where I want to make Lucy roll an acrobatics check to get by everybody.
She has a leap, though, doesn't she?
She does have a leap.
Can she leap over them? How high is this?
I mean, it's just dark above you, so yeah, she could leap over them.
Well, how high is the side of the wall here? How high up are they?
This is about. This is about. This is about 75 feet up.
She's just gonna leap over their heads.
Okay. You can control her, by the way.
Yep, doing it right now. So, let's see. I need to...
I'm looking.
We're not gonna get smacked by her tail, are we?
I don't think they have tails. Do they?
They have little stubby tails.
Yeah, no tails coming down on heads.
I have to actually make a decision on whether or not she takes fall damage. But there's no guidance. There's nothing that says she doesn't, but like bullets have the leap thing, so it doesn't really make sense for them to take fall damage.
I mean, that would be my guess. She's not leaping like super far to get over them. She's just there. It's almost like her standing leap. She just jumps up into the air and goes over them and down.
Yes, okay. And she just leaps. Good. That works. I don't want to spend too much time on that. Anything else? I guess she's just there. Alright, cool. That's turnover for Lucy. Thaddeus.
Let's see. He's a little far, so I think I'm going to move. All of these stairs are rough terrain?
No, the stairs aren't rough terrain. It's just that, it was just that, Vox had to...
Move through people?
Yeah.
Happy.
She was trying to traverse through gnomes and bullets.
25, 30, dash, 10, 15, 20. Oh, I see someone here.
There is someone there who's pointing right at you.
And let's see, how far down is he?
Here is like 25 feet.
So I would be too far away from him. Then I'll just move over here and try to get the lip as cover and then call it a turn.
Alrighty. Zachriel.
Wait, actually, I have an action too. Can I dodge and then...
Yes. Yes, you can.
Alright, guess I will do the same. I will dash down here. So I'll use my full turn to get down there.
Alright. Delia.
And, seeing this guy, Does it look like he's looking up at me?
He was looking up at Tadias and now you because you're there.
So, like, if I drop prone, would he be able to see me?
No.
I'll
You might
drop
actually
prone.
have full cover if you do that. Alright, you drop prone. Okay, so...
Nope.
Oh, Delia, sorry.
Alright, I'm gonna move here. Can I see this guy?
You can. There's a
Alright, I'm
crossbow
sending
trained at you.
some magic missiles at him.
Ooh. Oh, I was okay. 9 points of damage. Alrighty.
And then I'm gonna move back here.
Alrighty. We have partial cover. The Light Eater goes. Let's see. Tadias is just out of his view, so you're gonna have a lot of advantages to what he's about to try. Actually, can't even reach you. Quick Trig says no, so he's going to run over to back here. And he used a dash action to do that. But you can see he's like trying to keep a bead on Tadias. And he's trying to track your movements, but he can't seem to do anything at you right now. That's his turn. The Black Earth Guard is going to attempt to take a shot at Delia with partial cover. Delia has partial cover, which means you have a +2 to your AC. So he's just going to go chunk. Ooh. 22 to hit.
Yep, that hits. Is Blade Ward a reaction?
No, it is a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
8 piercing, and that's all he can do is he starts reloading his crossbow. Vox.
Okay, let's move down here and try another crossbow at him. Or short bow.
Oh, of some sort. By the way, if... Oh wait, you moved though, never mind. That hits. Clips him in the shoulder and he grunts in pain. But he grabs and pulls it out. Anything else, Vox?
I'm gonna go down a little bit more.
Alrighty.
I think that she can't reach him. She can't reach anybody, and she's on Lucy. I think she's just gonna stay on top of Lucy and prepare Mind Sliver should she get in.
Sight and range.
Exactly.
Alrighty. What's Lucy doing?
I think Lucy's gonna just. I don't want to take out Tadias and Zachriel, but she's gonna, like.
Accidentally steps on Zachriel as she walks by.
Right. I mean, she's going to go down the stairs and nudge the guys to get by them. I don't know if she can do that.
Well, Tadias is doing the dodge action, so he's like kind of super hyper focused about like all of his surroundings. So I think it's definitely doable for Lucy to treat them as rough terrain. Which just means
So
that this is 10 feet of movement instead of 5.
Okay. So she's going to just kind of go down here, and I think she can make it to the bottom of the stairs.
Alrighty.
And Hum is still on back of her, so she just goes along, right?
You can get off at any time.
Oh, no, she's going to stay on.
Alrighty.
And when she passes through here, would Mind Sliver be able to hit this guy?
Yeah.
So as she's
Mind Sliver drive
riding,
by.
She's going to do a drive-by shooting of Minesliver.
All right. Light Eater.
Come
and
on.
His rolls, man. And wait, what? Huh. Did I have a reason for making these ints so low? Well, this int's low. Okay, it takes 5 or 3. Okay, 3 psychic damage, and he has disadvantage on something. I forget what the text of that is. You can figure that out.
Okay.
Tadias.
Okay, let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20. Can I hop off here and not take damage?
Yeah.
30, dash. And I think I'm just going to get in his face. I'm going to cast Silence in this zone over here.
Okay. Let me get you. Actually, you can do it. You can go into the journal tab and find the appropriate marker.
There's a journal.
If you type in the search bar like the radius, it'll make it a lot easier to find. Is there anything else you're gonna do?
No, I believe that's it.
Zachariel.
Stay bonus action dash.
Okay, I want to do something a little reckless.
Alrighty.
So I'm gonna stand up and then take my half movement. I want to do a long jump from here to him, and I want to try to use my shield to knock him prone.
Okay. That is a bit reckless. You do have a 10-foot running start, so you can certainly do that. How far can you jump?
Well, my strength is an 18. So for long jump, it's
Does it silence a radius sphere?
make long jump.
Square.
I can jump.
This is fair.
I'm just gonna copy.
Oh, you have a rule?
Sir.
Oh. Up to your strength score. Okay. So you can jump 18 feet.
Yeah, and then I mean you can set a DC for it.
Yeah. This is definitely an athletics check.
There's more to that rule. First, logging up the chat.
Your jump doesn't matter. There's a jump across the stream. That is a low obstacle. Well, you're jumping down, so you got you got a parabola going on here. So I think this is just going to be an athletics check to continue the distance because like a parabola from that height will probably land you like here without any extra oomph. So
Okay.
Have a DC in mind. Go ahead and roll an athletics check. That was not the DC. So you're gonna land. Sorry, moved your thing. You're gonna land right here.
Okay. That'll probably be would be my whole movement.
Should probably land here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
That makes you in range though. So
Well, I would try to crush him with the shield as I was coming down.
Alrighty. Well, he's a
Consistency.
little lanky, you know. You never know. Maybe he'll fail when he roll that. Oh no, he's pretty strong. Never mind. Yeah. That's why I made them low intelligence. Okay.
Thick.
Yeah. Okay. Am I prone from that or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll make 2 disadvantage swipes at him.
I like to think that you probably are just like on your knees because like the shield, you're trying to reach him with your shield, but then you know there's so much weight that you just collapse it down on the shield. Oh, he kind of just dodged it.
That's fine. I'll make 2 disadvantage attacks.
Give me those rolls. 18 hits.
18 hits. I'm gonna make that a trip.
Okay. Oh, you rolled max damage. Jesus. Okay. A trip.
Well, I have to add the almost max damage.
Fucking A. Alright.
I believe DC 16 at the moment.
DC 16. Strength saving throw.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine. Delia.
That'll be it.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going down these stairs. Can I try and get this guy with a firebolt from where I am?
No. The lip. Well, He'll have half cover. We'll say that. Which means he has an amount. You can attack. I'll make sure I have this right. Oh, there's only 2 stages of cover. I forgot. Okay. Well then, just half cover. +2 bonus to AC, and you roll 10 over that what his AC would be, so you hit. Solid hit. All right. Oh, okay.
Dang.
This guy's taking a couple of hits. His weird robes are starting to burn, but he is not done yet. Anything else, Delia?
Yeah, I'm gonna Blade Ward.
Blade Ward. All right. It's probably a good idea. He is going to attempt something. He doesn't need. He does not need. Oh wait.
Verbal components.
Well, I didn't write that in, but I'll think about that later. He's going to do something that doesn't require verbal components. He points his finger at Tobias this time, and I need to check something on your sheet.
Check away.
He points his finger at your belt.
Oh!
And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Interesting.
It is a line of dark energy, but it just like it seeks out the Zephyr belt, but you manage to dodge it. And that's all he's got. Alright, the Black Earth Guard is going to run over to here. Make it there. There we go. Alright, he's gonna shoot at Lucy. The bastard. Twang. Oh.
He misses.
It, the bolt spins end over end and just lands like right here. Box. Top of the round, third round.
Okay, I can take my bonus action to dash.
You can. That'll give you 80 feet of movement. Okay, you got options.
Oh shit, I lost count.
You started from here. So you've used 40 feet or economically 30 feet. And if you drag your token and right click, it'll track your movement for you. Super useful.
Sorry, say that again?
If you when you drag your token, if you right click while still holding down to drag your token, a little orange or a little yellow arrow will follow you and track how far you've moved.
Ah, okay. But along, can I take an action
In the middle of your movement, you sure can.
in the middle of dashing?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the short bow at.
Drive by. Or dash by.
Oh, I get advantage, right? No,
No, but you do get sneak attack.
that's right.
That misses, unfortunately. Just kind of hits the wall of the chamber. Fox finishes her movement. Alright.
Is going to stay on Lucy's back and ready her mind sliver once again.
Okie dokie. She could see him, the light eater.
Oh, I don't see him. She's going to go ahead and shoot at him then with her
Mind.
powers of mind.
Alrighty. Nope. It's 4 psychic damage. As the magical effect crosses and just he shivers before Tadias and Zachariel, and they don't know exactly why. You see the boulette.
She, on the other hand, is not going to be as kind, hopefully. I think she is going to try. She is going to go ahead and, of course, oh, it's perfect. She is going to do her standing leap on top of this guy.
She does not have room to do that without crushing Tadias.
Oh gosh darn, being too close. So she's going to rush at them and just...
There is this guy here though. That tried to shoot her.
Yeah, she wants to bite the really baddie. So she's gonna run over here and bite him.
She can fit in this little alcove. There's not an alcove, it's just like 3 squares instead of 4, but she can fit there. Lucy is a little bit perturbed by the silence, but yeah. Oh man. It's not pretty. If you can't see, but you can definitely, or you can't hear, but you can definitely see compound fractures and fluids, and he goes limp. Tadias, what do you do after seeing Lucy just crush a man's side in front of you?
Very silently, might I add. I'll just drop concentration on this.
Gadok.
I believe we had a buddy this way, so I'm just going to start moving that way.
Alrighty.
It's in the range from there. We'll find out. I had a dash with bonus. Aha! I can throw stuff out.
Hit.
Sweet.
10.
And then I guess one more for the second attack, and that's going to be this. That's a miss. Actually, I'm going to improvise that.
Alrighty.
Can't do worse.
That's a hit too. Alrighty. You hear this nasty sizzle sound as there's a scream that is then cut off as the Black Earth Guard falls and his armor just kind of clanks around. Oops. And you're out of initiative for a moment.
Yells up to Delia. You should definitely climb on the back of Lucy here.
Starts to go down.
Maybe I should do that next time.
I'm going to take a quick look over this one, see if there's anything important on him.
I'll help.
Tadias, as you're on your way there, let's say you're right here. Box you notice coming through the door and coming into the hall are 2 figures. And I'm going to have to ask you to roll initiative again.
Just when we thought we was out, they bring us back in.
Oh yeah. As you see Belnar Chanzal and a Light Eater storm in. Vox is just on fire with initiative. You react right away as they enter, and the Dragonborn just points at you and is sweeping his gaze around, but he doesn't have enough time to really act yet. What do you do?
Oh, shooting my short bow off at him.
All right. That's a hit. You have sneak attack. Hang on. 29 damage. Alrighty. Black.
Then
Core starts
I'm
to-
gonna move just around the corner.
Keep in mind, many of your allies can't see what's going on. Although, I think you do hear Rook go, "Oh shit!"
She really can't see what's going on, and so she hears, oh shit.
And she also heard a twang of Vox's bow.
Right. And she's on the back of Lucy, so she can't go anywhere unless she gets off. So she's going to go ahead and stay on the back of Lucy because this has been advantageous for her. And ready in action. She is going to... I think she's just going to stick with Mind Sliver for right now.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna imagine that Vox came running around the corner.
Yeah,
So
Vox
maybe,
can say something if she wants. Speaking is a free action.
yeah, I was gonna say like they're over here.
Alrighty. This light here is going to advance. And he doesn't sense anything in particular. So he's just going to come over here. And going to use his dash, trope with these guys, and come over here and sets his eyes on Zachriel. Belnar is going to run towards Vox, and now you can see him come. This massive white dragonborn. He has a blade made of the same black ichor that leaks out of him, and it trails wisps of this inky smoke as he moves it around, and he still has the same breastplate and shield that he got from the Four-Stride Militia. Let's see. 13 does not do it. He twinges a little bit.
This is actually 2d6. I want to know why I can't roll higher than 4.
Well, the average roll for 2d6 is 6, so, you know. Next level, you get another die. So he is standing here. Let's see. Oh, wait, of course there's something he can do. He rears his head back, and he breathes on, Vox. He can use his icy breath for this. Vox, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Now I can use my evasion on that. And
No, you
dodge
can't
out of the
because
way.
it's a Constitution saving throw.
You can use your reaction to have the damage, maybe. I'm not sure if that's attacker saves.
It's any damage.
So possibly that one. The uncanny dodge, I believe, but I haven't played a rogue in a bit.
Sorry, what am I rolling?
Roll a Constitution saving throw. All right, you save. This frigid air hits you in the back, but you are able to, ignore most of the damage, taking half of this. You rolled really poorly. All right. That is his turn as he swings his sword around, growling. Darius.
I was gonna head south, but I guess I felt the draft on the north end from that breath attack, so I'm gonna go this way.
Am I screaming?
Or maybe like that gasp that you make when you feel something really frigid.
Dang. Okay. So I will dash to get up in his grill.
Dope.
And let's stab him up.
That's a hit. 9 piercing. That's also a hit. 10 piercing.
So just slash him up twice and kind of hold my hand in front of him, trying to make myself big in front of Bucks.
Okay. 19 damage. Alrighty. Back rail.
Alright, I see this guy coming around the side there. And I'm gonna shout up to Rook and tell him to hide.
Don't need to tell me twice. And he sinks into the wall.
30 feet.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna dash and get right up in his face.
Okie doke.
And that'll be it for me.
That'll be it for you, Delia.
Okay, I'm gonna move up this way.
Sorry, go back.
And I'm gonna try and firebolt Chunzal.
Okie doke. Let's see. That is a hit. For 6 fire. For 11 fire.
Back.
Alright. Lucy the Boulette.
Lucy, Hum whispers in her ear, "Go bite him," and she runs forward and
Galloping.
yes, she's going to gallop up here and take a good chunk of Chanzal's booty. No, she's not.
He dodges nimbly. Alright. Top of the round. Box.
Would there be room in between Tadias and Lucy for me to get in and then get out?
Well, yeah, you
I
can
mean,
do that.
she has enough of movement to get around Lucy.
She does.
So,
But I think she's worried about getting attacked.
yeah, but she could move around Lucy, attack, and disengage. Still be fine.
It's true.
And be behind Lucy.
I thought she took mobile as long as
She
she
did take
attacks.
mobile.
Oh, there you go. Never mind.
Cut him up.
Okay, I'll get in between those two and then stab him with the dagger.
Alright. Oh, fuck.
No.
Alright. Good hit.
I-
Sneak attack twice.
Then I'm gonna disengage.
Good hit, good hit. 49 damage.
Hum is going to trying to think of what Hum's going to do. She is going to go ahead and just. Oh wait, does he have a weapon?
He does.
She is going to throw "Stop Hitting Yourself."
Oh. Interesting. Okay. So that's gonna be a. What's your save? Or what's the save? Strength saving throw.
Strength saving.
This is interesting. Yeah, okay. He looks down, seeing his huge, inky sword starting to like move up toward him with his arm. He's like, "The fuck." Let's see if he saves. Strength. Wow, he rolled a 1. He's gonna Indomitable that. Oh my god. Okay. Well, then, whack. And, that 2d4, you wanna roll that? +7. He's not looking too high. Cool. Let's see here.
And then she's gonna throw inspiration at Tadias.
Alrighty. Light Eater. It's his turn. Okay, cool. Zachriel. He points at Sunnis. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I'm gonna use Indomitable.
Okay.
God damn it.
God
Oh,
damn it.
jeez.
A beam of this black energy strikes Lucy as you're unable to move her out of the way in time, and you can hear her scream as
You
you've
mean
lost.
Sunni?
Yeah, you can hear her scream as she loses a charge. That's his turn.
Oh, I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah, you've lost. She's lost one of her charges.
I was thinking I was going to lose attunement to it.
Oh, interesting. That's an idea for later.
Don't do it.
Well, that's what I thought when I saw that on Weaving Beam. I need to use that.
Belnar Chanzal takes his breath in, and you can see all of this weird discordant energy flowing out of him. And let's see. Yeah, center that. Oh, wait, that's not a radius because it's going from the center. That's weird. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. For some reason I don't have Euclidean on. Well, in a 10-foot radius around him, this energy just blasts out, and it strikes, it's going to strike Tadias and Lucy, and maybe Hum? Where is Hum? Is she, like, scampered on the back of Lucy?
She's holding on for dear life on the back of Lucy.
Okay. Well, then I think she can avoid this save. So I need you guys to roll a dexterity saving throw as this lightning blasts out, and the energy coming out of his mouth and eyes is just dampened a little bit. All right. Both of you take the full 16 lightning damage, and then he's going to attack. He is going to slam Tadias with his shield first to try to knock him prone. Actually, no, he's not. He's going to do something else. He's going to try to heal. Tasty. Now he's going to attack Tadias with one strike of his crazy blade.
This is way better than mine.
Well, he's a higher level. So this is on Tadias. 11.
Bonus.
One more on Lucy. Ooh.
Ow!
Lucy screams in pain as this black sword cuts through her. Leaves no wound, but her flesh is like kind of ripply now. Tadias.
Seeing Lucy get slashed up, he just kind of grips the dagger a little bit and grabs him by his scaly chin hair looking thing and just kind of pulls him to his throat.
Alright. That's a hit. What the hell? on a second.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Why did his... Okay. That hits too. Uh, 17.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'll attack again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna improvise.
Hmm?
You know what? I'm not gonna improvise. I'm gonna use my inspiration. What's the die roll now?
It's a D8.
Yeah.
19 hit.
Yes.
Ah,
Barely.
and then I get to add the what's it called? Split image. Boop.
Alright. Ikor is just leaking out of Chanzal, and he doesn't seem too upset by it. He has this grin on his face as he looks at Lucy, the massive wound he caused. Zachariel.
Alright, not very happy about what just happened to his dear friend, the shovel. I'm going to try and knock this guy prone, first and foremost.
You knock him prone.
Now I'm going to let Suni have some revenge. So I'm going to attack.
Hit.
Is that a hit?
Yes.
So there's one.
Ooh.
That's going to be a brutal. So I'll spend the superiority die for that. So that's 2 attacks. He's still up, I'm assuming?
He is still up.
Action surge.
Action surge. Alright. Let me tabulate all of his damage. Those last two were fucking brutal. Bang! Alright. He is bloodied severely, and as he's just like, but he's still got a little bit of movement left in him.
I see that. There's nothing else I can do. So.
Delia.
I am also not happy that Lucy's been hurt. I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt.
Lightning bolt.
Yeah.
All for Chanzal?
He deserves it.
Alright.
Nice.
I like to imagine. What's the lightning bolt look like?
Oh wait, actually.
Oh?
Purple.
Oh, I can't
glittery.
get that far. Actually, yes, it's a purple and glittery like snake because Delia is an evocation wizard and she can control where it goes.
Yeah.
So it like lashes out and like goes through him.
I don't think that's gonna do it. Oh, and you upcast it. Alright. The glittery purple lightning. I don't think empowered evocation works for spells. It's just cantrips, but it doesn't matter because that was more than enough.
Any wizard evocation spell that you cast.
Oh shit, okay. I stand corrected. As the lightning strikes his body and starts to just flow through, he looks Tadias in the eyes and he says, "Good luck in the geode." And his form dissolves into this black mist, and it starts to flow this way out the door.
Did the blade go with him?
It did. As did the shield and the beaten up breastplate.
I imagine Lucy is like stomping, wanting to follow him, and Hum is holding her back.
So what does she do?
I don't know.
think
I
she-
feel like he surges forward, and then Hum finally pulls her back and says, "We have to wait for everyone."
She then just like sits down and like licks her wound, her weird necrotic-sized wound.
Well, you know what's really funny is she does that huff thing, you know, like dogs do when they're pissed.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I totally forgot. My superiority die is a D10 now, not a D8.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this guy down here still alive?
He is.
Oh, I forgot he was down there and alive. I say, if you want to bite somebody, go bite that guy down there. And she just starts running down there. And then she's going to do a leap onto him
Oh boy.
and smooshing him. Because he's laying down. And she's going to do this stomple thing when she lands.
Let's see here. He needs to roll. Oh, it's his choice. Okay. And I think that saves. Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, so he takes all that. Okay, so the picture here is that after Zachariel beats this guy almost to a pulp, he's pointing his finger at Sunnis again, and before anything can happen, Lucy just splats him, leaving the finger still pointing but disembodied. And you're out of initiative.
He's not done with us, huh?
Rook comes out and tap 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 joins you guys. Well, shit.
You want me to move her to see if he has anything? Anything is going to be smooshed.
Thankfully, you find some goodies.
How blood covered are they now?
Fortunately, you find some goodies that are just like in these loose robes and parts of his form that haven't been crushed by Lucy's feet. And you find among both of the light eaters, they both carry a certain amount of carnage on them, and all tabulated, they have 19 gold for you. The Black Earth Guard doesn't carry anything except for his armor and his crossbow and his weird cudgel.
And Hum's going to pull out the chimes and make a ringy dingy.
Ooh, a ringy dingy. Pull that up so I can look at it.
Well then.
Oh, well, I believe that's what you wanted.
Did I yell yes out for you guys to hear?
I didn't hear
Oh, okay. I yelled yes over here.
cool.
So everybody regains half their HP max.
Well, not everybody. You have 6 allies with you.
One,
That
two,
took-
three.
That took some hits. But Zachriel's pretty good.
Yes. I have to choose. I forgot. Damn.
It wouldn't have mattered, but now you have your bullet ally. But
I'm only missing
I-
19 health. You can exclude me.
I'm only missing 6 of my health, and so I'm gonna go ahead and just heal
well, it's gonna
Lucy.
It's gonna be you and 5 creatures. Well, all right, fine. Here. I
Oh,
don't
well, if
care.
it's you and up to 5 creatures, that's 6. So we're good.
Yeah. Alrighty. The chimes make a nice sound, and there's just this really calming breeze, and you can feel the pains that you are that you were dealt in this battle fade away as your flesh reknits, and the nasty necroticized wound that Lucy took is returned to that normal, healthy gray.
So is it up to half, or you heal a total of half your...
You regain half your HP max.
So if your HP max is
120.
you get 45.
Okay, so I just heal the full.
That's a good
Cool.
use.
Wait, explain that again.
So what is your HP?
Right
Your
now it's at
total.
Your
my total.
Your max HP is 74, so half of that is
Yeah.
what you would heal. And if you
So 37.
don't get temp HP, so if it heals you to full, then it heals you to full.
I'm going to turn to Delia, and I'm going to like kind of move my head towards Rook, and I'm say, ask him about the geode. What is that?
Rick Chanzal mentioned something about the geode.
He cocks his eyebrow. Geode? Well, if I were to guess, that's probably the Earth node. That's probably the nomenclature for it. They have to know.
probably
They
what-
have to know what we're doing by now. It's not a
Well,
mystery.
yeah, they met us here.
I imagine we're running into another trap when we're trying to remove. And I kind of like shake my bag a little bit. The items.
Is that translated for
Well,
Rook? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go
When
ahead.
have we never ran straight into a trap?
It would be befitting of us to do so, but it is also nice to know that you and I should be going first. So, where are we going?
Rook is he's got his hand on his chin, and he's like looking, craning his neck and looking over to here, and then he's sort of following this direction. You see his face looking that way, and he says, "You know the room with the shouting giants?" He says this to Delia.
I'll nod.
"I'm gonna take a peek in there. I'll be right back." And you
Rick
see
will be
him,
right back.
you see him fade into the wall. What's up?
Hey, Mike. The cave wall here. This is like natural stone, right?
It is.
Can I try something weird?
Sure.
Can I press Suni against the natural wall
Uh-huh.
and see if she can feel like a presence of her home domain? Because
Uh-huh.
she's from the elemental plane of Earth.
I like that a lot. You can do that, and then I want you to roll a perception. Let me think of a DC. Yeah. Roll a perception check. You're kind of sharing your ability to perceive with her, so it's going to be your modifier. Okay. Suni shudders visibly, and she says, "It feels like just beyond this wall, there's some sort of link to the plane of Earth, but it's tainted." And just as she says that, Rook comes back, peeking his head out, and he says, "Well, there are two giants in there. They're playing some kind of game with blue and yellow stones, and, well, there's a long corridor leading down, and a couple of those spiked clubs," he points back to the Earth cultist, "that those guys were using leaning against the wall of the corridor, and that Earth cult symbol."
Funny you say that. I just combined my senses with Suni, and she says that she feels a connection to the Earth plane, but it's tainted through this wall.
That sounds about right for a elemental node.
Oh well, I guess we're killing giants.
I'll be in the wall. Knock if you need me.
Absolutely.
So what do you guys do?
Alright, Tadadis. Who's going first?
Well, I'm going to take the shield off my back and put it on and say, you're going first, but I'm right behind you.
Alright. Where do you want to go? From the south or to the
You know more
west?
than I. Trust you.
Alright.
Just follows with Lucy.
Push the door open. Do I see the ghost appear?
Nope. This room is empty. You seem to have cleared it. You don't feel that weird foreboding either.
Okay. I'm gonna push this one open.
Same hallway.
Now, if I remember correctly, this is where we heard giant.
And you hear some audible grumbling. And then a ah kind of exclamation.
Should we go in there? Someone want to throw a spill into the room?
I mean, what's in there is what's in there, I told you.
All right. I open the door and step in.
Right. Immediately you are met with the sight of the back of a huge human-like creature who's sort of crouching, oddly enough, over what looks like a game. And then behind them is another one also looking down at the same game. Weird crystals jut from the walls and floor of this ancient hall, giving off a violet light. On the east side, these crystals form a distinct doorway or gate, beyond which the floor slopes downwards, and leaning against the wall are a couple of those cudgels that you can see from your vantage. Two huge bedrolls and barrels full of something are at the southern end of the room. And you see these two giants, and one of them throws what looks like a blue rock into the center here. And then this one cries out, this one cries out, saying some stuff in giant. Do any of you speak giant?
Not.
Hell no.
And then this one looks over and notices Zachriel and gets a smile on his face and says, and he points. And then this one turns around and then just kind of like eyes you and then turns back. And then this one addresses, looks like takes a couple steps over here and addresses Zachriel in the giant tongue. And then after realizing you can't understand him, he says,
I would try to answer him, but in Terran, but I mean, I don't know.
He scratches his head and he says, "Speak common?"
Yes.
And then he looks at this one and he says, Karg, I want to play these guys. Hey, do you want to play?
Play what?
Looks like a fun game.
Blue and yellow stones. And he goes to explain a rudimentary, if you could call it that, of an already rudimentary game, tic-tac-toe.
But what do we get if we win?
Ooh, I'll bet you 10 shiny gold pieces.
What is a
How
good
about
deal,
that?
Zachary?
This is a good deal. Do you want to play?
I'll play him.
Gonna wage of occasion of some.
Brooke kind of peeks in.
Lucy just kind of barrels in.
Do we really have time to play?
Maul gasps audibly, and he points at Lucy, and he says, "You have a puppy! Cute puppy!" And he starts
You like my puppy?
he starts walking over, and he falls to his knees, and it makes an audible boom sound in the floor, and he says, "Hi, puppy!" And Lucy's eating it up as he's if any of you have read or seen Mice and Men, you know how Lenny is a little too rough?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, but Lucy.
but Lucy loves that. So she's having a hell of a time as he's he pushes her over onto her back, and he just kind of does bongos on her belly, and she's eating it up.
Wait, where's Hum?
I have this feeling like Hum falls over onto Rook.
Ah!
Hey, what's your name, big guy?
Are you asking this one?
Yeah,
He says, "Oh, I'm Maul, and this is
Maul.
Karg, and this is Karg,
Maul and Karg?
Maul and Karg."
Well, what you doing here?
He says,
Black and yellow. They're playing blue and yellow stones.
"We're supposed to watch the hall for the guys in the poo armor.
Oh,
They've-
we took care of them.
Oh yeah, we saw them. They went the wrong way.
And then they both look back in this direction, and they say, "But we didn't see them come out. At least not all of them."
How many of them are there?
They look at each
I
other.
don't think.
Maul and Karg didn't really count.
Say, Maul, Karg, out of curiosity, when people go down through the poo armor, people go down through there, do they usually take a long time to come back?
There's one person that went down and hasn't come back out yet.
Oh, was he like this really fancy looking man, probably covered in some mud?
You mean Bald Mud Guy?
Yeah, that bald mud guy.
He came down here, I think yesterday. Hard to tell. No sun. Plenty of food, though.
We were looking for him.
Oh, okay. Well, they told us not to let anyone in that wasn't in poo armor.
Oh, you see, the damnedest thing, they were supposed to be giving us our poo armor.
How about instead of playing for 10 gold pieces, if we win, we get to go in the door?
They both take the thinking emoji face, and they are like mirror images of each other looking at each other, and then they look back, and they say,
I mean, it's unfair. They really need their puppy.
"Okay, but you need to bet 100 gold."
Oh, what? There's no way he knows what.
There's no way I can lose to them, but
Okay.
say I get to go first.
You play, Karg, you're better than me. Alright. He walks over to here. And we could play right on this map. I'm gonna zoom in on the
What color are my stones?
you see like a collection of painted stones over here. Karg reaches and he takes the blue ones. Blue is Karg's favorite color.
It's a good color. So I will go first. I'll put us down here.
Alright. He looks at it for a long time, like several minutes, as if he's like considering his move like it's a chess match.
Your intellect is dizzying to me. I did not know I was going to be playing against a master.
And he puts one down right here.
Interesting. I will go here.
He looks side to side, and he puts one here. Ha!
Maybe you've got me.
Maul says, "You stop him in his tracks."
Jedi's, I thought you said you couldn't lose.
I'm worried, but it's only 100 gold. I'm good for it, you know me.
He looks, and he says, "I see what you're doing," and he puts one here.
I'll place one right here.
And Maul says, "Karg, what are you doing?" And then Karg puts his hands on his head and says, "Oh, I can't believe you did that. You were very
Beginner's
smart."
luck.
Huh?
Beginner's luck, I swear. This is you almost had me there.
Maul says, he says, these guys are pretty smart. I don't think I want to play. I was wanting to play, but now I don't want to. And he says, he points over to here and he says, be careful, it's really spiky. Those crystals are everywhere.
Lucy nudges Maul just because she likes to pet her.
Puppy! Pat, 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 pat. Let me see your puppy again if you come out alive. If you aren't supposed to be down there, they might kill you.
Oh, don't worry. They're expecting us. And you can pet Lucy anytime you see her.
You could say we're the guest of honor.
Oh, do you know that one lady that went down there only a couple of hours ago?
Oh yeah, what's her name?
She didn't have she didn't tell us her name, but we thought she belonged because she looked at us like she belonged here. But she had those pointy ears that elves do, and she had this this crystal through her nose, and her eyes were purple, and so was her hair.
Wow, you know what? She sounds very familiar. I think they call her Crystal Nose.
That's a funny name.
Well, you know, Maul, not everyone could be blessed with such a great name like Karg.
It's Karg.
Sorry, Karg.
It's okay, I forgive you.
Culture, it's so beautiful. I'm enamored by you. Okay, Maul.
Bye, Karg and Maul.
Well, bye. If you die, can I have your puppy?
Yes. Will you take good care of her?
Yes!
Hey, if I die, you can have her, okay?
We don't answer all the questions. Will you walk her? Will you promise to feed her?
Yes.
I don't know. It's a lot of responsibility. Have you ever taken care of a pet before?
Matthias, Maul looks like he's a pretty well fashioned to take care of a puppy like Lucy.
What happens if Lucy eats one of your colored stones? What would you do?
Ooh. These puppies eat rocks, so we'd probably
She
just have
loves
to get
stones.
more.
Oh, okay.
He actually knows what they eat. I think he can do this.
Well, they come through with their puppies all the time, and they eat rocks.
You have to promise me one thing, Maul. If we die and you take care of Lucy, you hurt anybody who tries to hurt her.
Oh, I will. Yes.
Hey, I'm trusting you.
He nods.
But Lucy's going to come with me for right now, okay?
Well, she is your puppy.
Yeah, I know. You promise not to kill me to take her?
He says, well, then he thinks and he's considering it. Like, he looks like he's taking a second to actually think about it.
Why even give him that thought?
Rook is like looking back and forth, and he's not able to follow this conversation. He's like, "What's going on? What's going on?"
I'll translate.
I'm getting their promise not to kill us.
Okay, are we clear with the weird game?
They're thinking. Maul, come on.
Oh,
Lucy won't like you if you kill me.
oh, okay. Well, then I won't.
So you gotta promise to never kill me, okay?
He puts his hand on his chest and he says, I promise to never kill the small puny with the stylish something that Hum has.
I have a
Don't
stylish
we still
shirt.
have our capes on?
Ah,
Yeah, we have the matching capes.
I won't kill the punies with the cool red capes.
Okay.
I think to myself for a moment, does that include me?
Pretty small compared to
Giants.
Yeah.
I think we should go, he says.
Get that
Okay.
out.
We'll be back through Maul, And you got and Karg's not going to kill us either, right?
And Karg looks like he wasn't even paying attention, and he reaches into one of the boxes and he pulls out what looks like a giant flatbread sandwich, and he takes a bite and he says, mmm.
Hey, Karg, if you don't kill us, I'm sure Tadias will play you again.
He and he swallows. Yes. Rematch.
You should practice. It's very good.
We should, Maul. Let us practice. We must consider these new tactics. And Maul takes his place over there.
Let's get out of here, please.
See that Tadias? Right.
All right, so you guys start heading.
Can we take 5?
Yes, I was about to say that. I need to use the
Okay.
bathroom.
Me too.
I'll be right back.
You're right.
I'll be right back.
Well, I think we're ready to continue. So you all scuttle away from Karg and Maul, leaving them to practice their stones game. And the excuse me again. I thought all my burps were gone. Yes.
Nope, you had extras.
I had extras. You walk through this hall, this cavernous corridor with these crystals protruding, these purple crystals protruding from the walls, and everybody make me a perception check. Lux, there's a couple of moments where you can hear a slight hum, not your ally hum, but a sort of harmonic resonance coming from the crystals. It fades in and out a couple of times. But
I stop and I'm going to ask if anybody else hears it. Do you guys hear something coming from these crystals?
Nope.
The rocks, maybe you could hear vibrations deeper in the cavern. No.
It's like they're humming.
Well, you continue walking, I assume, or you never stopped walking. You round.
When we continued, does it get louder?
No, it fades. Like there's a couple of moments where you hear it and then it fades, and another moment where you can hear it and it fades, and it's really sporadic. And
Can I put my ear to one of them?
and roll a perception check. You get just the faintest. You're not sure if you're imagining it or not, of this harmonic resonance.
Kind of knit my brows and then shrug.
Round a corner. And before you, just sort of standing there on her haunches,
I know what's happening.
is the form of Crazy. I don't know if you're ordered that way, but you can order yourselves however you want. Oh, that's not what I wanted. You hear in your heads. And Rook is taken aback by this, and he looks to Hum and Delia with this panic in his eyes as he takes a big step back. And why is this not on the map player? There you go. Delia, you hear. Delia.
Hi, Miladiris.
Zachriel, Lux, Gadias, and you're new. What's your name, good Snurf Neblin? And he says aloud, Rook. Rookomov, but you can call me Rook. Indeed. Well, I've stopped you here for a particular reason. I've learned a couple of things. She says, that a particular item you have has great interest to me because I've made a deal. I need Iron Fang.
And who have you made the deal with?
I'm not sure you've met him, but I'm certain that your implement there's familiar. Ogremok.
Ah, you see. What would he want with Iron Fang?
It's not him specifically as much as it is his new prophet. To do whatever it is they wish to do with bringing him into the material plane is not really my concern.
Is the new prophet inside the geode?
He smiles a bit. Very astute.
You trust them?
It's not so much that I trust them. I have my own reasons. Will you
What
hand
do
me...
you get in return?
I don't need to tell you. Will you hand over Iron Fang now?
Well, I mean, we're going to the geode, so why don't we just deliver it to them?
You feel like her eyes burrow into you, Zachriel, at that suggestion.
I stand in defiance and glare back at her.
And Miladiris, if you tell us what they promised you, maybe we could help out with that. Because, I mean, these people are, like, bad people. Like, objectively bad.
This creature has no concept of good and evil. It cares only for knowledge.
I heard a ooh.
Miladaris, we have to deliver this to someone as well, but we could make a deal to get you what you need from them.
Oh.
It would be a lot less work for you. You could stay here and wait, and we'd bring it to you. We're people of good faith, and you know that. You can see that.
Make a persuasion check. Okay. Self to blame for this. She says, you see, I'm not sure that you'll be on speaking terms with Ogremok, for you see, he knows a piece of lore that I have been searching for centuries.
And what lore is that?
It's quite personal to me. I hope you understand.
Oh, absolutely.
I've never had dealings with Ogremok, but from what I hear, he's not exactly the most trustworthy beings. It
Maybe.
makes you believe that he is planning to uphold that bargain.
I'll say that I have very little choice in this matter. He knows more of elemental earth and its workings than any other creature I've ever come across, being a being of elemental earth.
What knowledge do you seek? For I have contact with a being of elemental earth from the same plane.
Cocks one of her draconic brows. that have no hair. Make a persuasion check with advantage because Hum has been talking as well.
Good.
Who is this creature you speak of?
Her name is Suni.
Silent for a moment. Ah, Ogremok's counterpart.
I make this statement as Imik's counterpart.
You can feel, each of you can feel a sort of like oppressive sense in your minds as she casts her gaze over each of you. And she sets her eyes on Delia. She looks at Delia expectantly.
I squirm and look a little uncomfortable.
And then she gives the same sort of knowing glare to Hum.
You see something you like?
You know, we're willing to help you. You just have to tell us what you need.
Okay. Roll another persuasion check. Phew. All right. She spends a moment as if considering. The piece of lore that I've been seeking for centuries is the secrets of my physiology. I must know how. And she sort of like raises her spindly arms and looks down at herself. How these crystalline minerals grant me my abilities. And Zachariel, you feel Suni's sort of flare in your mind.
Yeah, he kind of internalizes while not breaking eye contact with this dragon.
I know what she speaks of. I know what she's talking about, Suni says.
This knowledge given. This is me thinking. Try to push my. I don't know if we have that connection, but I'm trying to like.
You can communicate with her.
Without speaking?
Oh, I think we established that, yeah.
Okay. Well, I say, is this knowledge that we can trust giving to a being? Is it worth our hold on Iron Fang and what we plan to do?
I cannot fathom what she would do with this knowledge, other than know how her own form functions, says Sunis.
Very well. What should I tell her?
Well, frankly, we'd be here for quite a while if I were to explain it.
I have the knowledge you seek.
Oh?
I could tell you every last detail.
You?
Me. I, as the reincarnation of Zaman Rule, the counterpart to Emek, give you the information that you require to know about your very being. This information I have gained from Suni. So we share a mental link, and she had just told me of what you wish to know.
She takes a few... Actually, she just hovers toward you. And looks at the shovel. Assuming you proffer it, in a way. Do you, like, gesture to the shovel at all?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. She hovers right up to Zachriel. And, you see her eyes sort of light up with this purple glow. And you can feel, it's as if you can't, there's no physical sensation, but it's like you still feel as if fingers are crawling through your brain, sifting through whatever information you might hold in your memories.
This information that Suni tells me would take quite some time to explain to you, and we're on a time-sensitive mission. So if you would like to have this information, I suggest you step aside. We'll go take care of what we need to take care of, and then I will sit and tell you exactly what you wish to know.
Meladreus, I know you can see that we are individuals of our word. You see inside our brains. You see that there is no mean to deceive you.
She passes another psychic glare at each of you, and then seems a little bit content and says, it projects to everybody, I will meet you in your city of Forstride.
I hope you have some means of being a little more subtle.
She projects something before you. It's like she's still there, but there's this cast over your perceptions where, think about like if you saw one image in one eye and one image in the other, but you're like, cut with a divider, like those brain experiments. It's like you see her in her dragon form, and then a young elven woman with this dark purple hair and a septum piercing.
As I thought.
Just adorned with amethyst jewelry.
Oh, old crystal nose.
You say that aloud?
No, no, I don't.
You'll recognize
But
me.
I recognize your description based off of what the giants said.
I'm surprised they could remember. Anyway, do not renege on this promise, she says, looking at Zachriel. Or projects.
I think if you have the abilities you claim to have, you know that I'm a man of my word. And you know that I have people that I must protect.
You get like this sense of affirmative, but there's no language that's with it. It's just like a feeling that comes from her.
Yeah.
Then her form just sort of wavers, and this amethyst dragon disappears. So it seems. And you are left with the way forward open.
Well, that was close.
Don't think it's over yet.
Well, you have the information for old crystal nose there, right?
Yes. Well, soon yet.
Don't worry, don't worry. I never thought this would come up, it says, in your mind.
In my mind, she knows that I'm worried. I do not trust that dragon. I want to. Zachariel would like nothing more to just kill.
All right. You advance.
Advance.
Second. Oh, that didn't mean for that to happen. Why aren't these on the map layer? Anyway,
Oh god, the crystals are attacking.
the crystals are attacking. Roll initiative. No, the crystals aren't attacking. That'd have been cool.
Awaken crystal.
That would have been cool. That would have been too cool.
Are there any like chipped off
Yeah.
pieces?
Yeah, there's some chipped off.
Can I grab some?
You certainly can.
I mean, would Lucy want to snack on these? I don't know what.
Oh
Lucy...
my god, yeah, she's like, and then crunch, crunch, crunch. Oh yeah, okay. Bark, bark, bark. All right.
And a mic breaking inside.
What is your marching order?
How wide is the cavern? Is it
10 by 10.
enough to, or okay? So it's probably me and Tadai's in front.
Lucy and I are taking up the rear. Because I have to keep pulling Lucy away from the yummy crystals.
I think that Usk is probably with the gnomes. All right. That's good enough. Okay. The corridor goes for a little bit longer and empties out into a big chamber. The rough halls of this cavern rise to a vaulted ceiling, hung with stalactites and clumps of slender, luminous crystals that bathe the cavern in soft, violet light. Passages lead east and west. You came from the east, and descended a little bit. Like there was this lip that went down like 20 feet. The western passage is flanked by a pair of 20-foot-tall stone statues of rough-hewn humanoids, their faces grim with forbiddance, and next to each statue is a guard in stone armor. God, it's so far down. There we go. Can you not? Why can't you see that far? Hold on a second.
I see it. It's bottom right corner.
That sounds wrong. Oh. Hold on. I gotta change something about the map. Give me a second. Grid cell. Actually 5 feet. Thank you. Alright. You can just barely make out. There should be dim light everywhere. You can make out 2 humanoid figures over here. I'm gonna place a light source. They're just kind of watching at attention. A second, just say glowy, low glow. That's weird. Oh, I know why. Aha. That'll do. Okay.
I imagine they see us by now.
Yeah, they see you by now, and they stiffen, and then they lean forward, trying to get a look at you. Who goes there?
All hail the Eternal Mountain.
That's not quite right. Isn't it,
I've come to tear it down.
Oh, shit. Alright. Firehead! Roll initiative! They don't say roll initiative. I say roll initiative. They say, attack! Now roll
Freeze.
initiative.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty. Did you all roll? Ooh. Fox, what do you do?
I'm going to let's bonus action dash to get up to him
Right.
and take out my dagger to give him a big ol' stab.
Alright. He lifts his cudgel as you approach, but we'll see if it, as he just kind of deflects your dagger strike. So fast, like they say.
Advantage?
What?
Oh wait, I got advantage on that.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
have advantage. Okay, he deflects it with his cudgel, but then swiftly you just drive it into a chink in his armor. You have a sneak attack, too. 12. 16. Alright, you don't down him, but he's very hurt. Ah! Zachriel.
Alright, seeing that Fox rushed for that one, I will rush up alongside her and I'll try to knock him down.
Alrighty.
Shit, it didn't take my initiative.
Oh, it didn't?
It only Lucy's.
Yeah, you got
Oh,
ahead
heck.
of me, didn't you?
Okay, yeah, let me change that. Oh, you did it. Okay, cool. Here,
It's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and wait till I get with Lucy, anyways. So I'm just gonna ready an action for when Lucy gets close enough.
So you could use Lucy as a mount. It means that she can't attack, but you can control her. That's a choice you gotta make, though.
I want to keep Lucy's attack because she has a great attack.
Okie doke. Well, then it's still your turn, Zachriel.
Okay, well, I rolled 15. I'm sure you beat that.
Yes. Sorry about that.
What? Oh,
Yeah. He does not. He prone.
attack
That's a hit.
for 11.
You kill him.
Oh,
You
uh,
knock him down. He's prone, and he's got his neck exposed to you.
so I killed him on the first attack.
Yes, you did.
Okay,
You can
shit.
save that if you
Alright.
want, if you have enough movement.
I don't have enough movement,
Bummer.
so I'll throw a javelin at this guy.
Oh, okay. That'll hit with the javelin.
Oh, you want me to use the 26 roll?
Yeah, you already rolled your attack. Same
Well,
modifier.
it would have been 25.
Oh, well, definitely would have hit. For 5 piercing, okay. Yeah. Alrighty. The dice.
All right, I will throw 2 daggers, try to aim for the weak, soft spot between the armor bits.
Alrighty.
Here.
Hit. 10.
Sabra, I'm gonna do the advice.
Alrighty. Hits. For 8.
Because I hit him twice, I get to attack him a third time. I guess I have a hand axe left. Yeah. That'll miss.
That'll miss. It clangs off of his armor, and all the weapons are blown back into the belt. Alright. Well, this Black Earth Guard is going to rush Jedias and attempt to hurt him. Whack. 10. No.
No.
17.
I haven't activated my armor yet. Let me see. 10 plus 2 plus Dex. That should hit, yes.
Alright. 11 bludgeoning and 3 acid. As it just smashes into your clothes and the acid seeps into your skin a little bit and burns. Leaves a bruise. That's his turn. Lucy.
He also gets hit by a mind sliver, by the way.
Ah. Okay. Oh, that's a roll. He is very, very not good.
And Lucy is going to gallop forward and bite him.
Oh no. This is gonna be overkill if she hits.
Misses.
How'd you get a bullet? That does miss. Delia.
It's not a bullet, it's a puppy.
I am gonna take a few steps to the side here and then shoot this guy with a firebolt.
Alright. That is a hit. You burn his eyes and face out of his armor.
Classic.
The ground rumbles beneath your feet. As an earth elemental that is that has protruding purple crystals burrows out of the ground, takes stock of what's happening, sees Tobias and just takes a couple of steps over to him and attempts to whack him. Why is it the GM? Oh, that's why. Well, it's 23 to hit for 18 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And then the DM is rolling hot tonight. That's his turn.
Hum is going to she's just gonna keep using her mind sliver.
Alright. Well, that's a good move. Oh my god.
What the hell?
That's screenshot that, please, for me.
Sure, I'll screenshot it for you. That's a good one. That's pretty great. There you go. It'll upload. Alrighty. That was something. Okay. Well, yeah, Mind Sliver. It for a second, it's like the psychic energy is absorbed by the crystals, and you can hear this hum, but then it dissipates rather quickly. Okay. Anything else, Hum?
She's gonna throw the inspiration at Tobias again.
Alrighty. Bucks.
Let's run up to this bad boy, give him a stab.
Alrighty. That's a big hit. Gonna be... Ooh, acid. Nice. Okay. 14 plus 26 is 40? Good hit. Zachariel.
Looking at this elemental, does it look like the crystals have been embedded in him, or do they look natural?
Roll a, roll a nature check. They look like a natural formation. Like, as opposed to an elemental being formed and then the crystals embedded, it was crystalline. It was ground that had crystals in it that gave birth to an elemental.
Okay. Well, in that case, he's going to run forward and attempt to cleanse the evil.
Oh, okay. You doing that thing with Suni?
Yep.
All right. Did you note down how that mechanic works? I should send that to you.
You should. So I can put it on my sheet.
Let me see.
I think it's a charisma check.
It is a charisma check. Oh, it's a charisma check, and it's like advantage, but you roll yours and Suni's rolls hers, and she has a +4 modifier.
Okay.
And
So I just roll persuasion with advantage.
Yeah, but yeah.
But I have to roll the hit first, right?
Yes, you do have to roll the hit. That hits.
Oh, hey.
Hey, okay. The earth elemental, you feel a little bit of like resistance at first, and then all of the crystals on its body shatter and turns to this fine powder that falls to the ground, and the earth elemental starts to turn to Zachariel. It's not his turn, so it can't do anything.
I'll just say, and Darren, be free. So,
And just as you say that, a similar earth elemental erupts from the ground and looks around and sees the dais and Lucy, and he's going to stamp over to here and try to do a double-fisted smash, one on Lucy, one on the dais. Alright, so here's Lucy. Oh.
Ow.
He hurts Lucy significantly. And here's Tadias. I am rolling way too well tonight. I don't know what's going on. And Tadias, it's your turn.
I think I'm gonna bonus action Wind Gust, action disengage, and just get some space.
Alright.
Well, good for Delia, call it.
It takes 26 points of damage. And it's her turn.
Lucy's gonna turn around and bite the one that just hit her.
Okay. Try to eat those crystals. Crunch. That was a kind of good roll. Delia.
I think I'm going to magic missile this guy.
Alrighty. Damage. A bunch of micro fissures running along the body. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
No, I'm okay.
Alright. The earth elemental here. Is there anything I should do, Suni? In Terran.
Well, I guess that's up for you to decide, Mike. Because Zachariel would ask him to restrain the other one.
Does he sort of transmit that to Suni?
Yeah, that's his thoughts.
She sort of catches on what you're saying, and she agrees. And with Suni still inside, she sort of gives that command, and the Earth Elemental comes over here and attempts to grapple this one. I'm gonna roll two. The first one is the good one, and the second one is the bad one. Wow. Alright. There's a mighty struggle as this Earth Elemental grapples this one and starts dragging it. Gets to there.
Hum's gonna pull out the chimes and roll.
Alright.
And well, shit.
You can modify it.
Yeah, I know. I closed the thing. Hold on 1 second.
I made it pop up for you.
Okay, I'm going to roll a 6, which is healing winds,
Alrighty.
and send out some healing.
6 creatures of your choice.
So everybody gets 10.
10! Alright. I got Lucy.
Zachariel's full if you want to give that to someone.
I think the only
It's
people that
for
need it
everybody in the room gets 10.
Oh,
I think the only people that need it is Lucy and Jedias.
what about the good golem?
Oh yeah, you could heal the good golem. Alright. Quote unquote good. Alright. He some of his fissures close up. Alright. Anything else, Hum?
No.
Alrighty.
No, actually, no, there's no one really I want to attack. I mean, even the bad golem, I feel like Zachariel can change over with Suni.
Mm-hmm. Fox. Is there anything you want to do this round, Vox? Or are you just kind of reading the
Oops,
situation?
sorry, I was muted. No, Vox just looks at Zachariel, kind of like, should I attack?
I will say, just general 5e tippery. You can assist. You can cast. You can use the help action to give him advantage on that attack roll to do what he needs to do.
Okay, we can do that.
All right. You have to get up to the creature though. Yeah. Okay. And Zachariel, you have advantage. That is surely a hit. And you...
I'm
Yeah.
not a...
It's not enough. Roll damage, though. 13. Alright. This Earth Elemental is going to go, and he's grappled, and that doesn't mean that he is restrained, so he's going to attack you, Zachariel. 2 slams. 1, 2. Wow!
They both hit.
The one behind him loses his grip, and these 2 fists crash down at you. And that's his turn. To Dice.
Alright, seeing Zach lose control of the thing, I'm gonna start chopping it up.
Alrighty. That's a hit. 10.
Again.
Oh, critical.
Yeah, my criticals aren't that crazy. That's another D4. And I'll attack a third time. Exploit a weakness.
Hits.
And then there's movement for the button. There it is.
18. Alright. Many, many fissures. Lucy the Boulette. She gonna chomp.
She's just gonna go over and chomp.
I'm gonna munch. I'm gonna crunch. She crunches, and this creature cannot take much more. Looks like it's about to shatter. Delia.
Are we finishing this thing off?
Seems like it.
I mean, in the amount of time that, like, it's completely up to you, because Zachar's going to try to save it, but I also have an 8 charisma, so...
Can I hold a firebolt until I see if Zachriel is successful?
Sure. Well, this one is going to continue to hold the elemental in place.
Hum is going to reach down and touch Tadias on the head and heal him.
Alrighty. Box.
I'm just gonna help.
That's a good one. You're just gonna help? Alright. Cast, Jesus. You use the help action. Alright. Alright, Zachriel. That's a hit. Roll damage.
Nope. 19.
It does. That's not gonna do it. Roll damage. The earth elemental shatters.
Ah, you almost had him.
What?
Oh, Vox was patting Zachariel on the shoulder, like, "Oh, you almost saved him."
Oh no, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about
Okay.
the Q acted weird. The Q anyway.
Vox, Zachar will turn to you and say, I accepted long ago that I can't save everyone.
At least you tried.
I turn and look at the one that I did save, and I say, go, you're free.
He nods. Says,
Sorry about your friend.
he just kind of looks at the rubble that's left behind and says, in Terran, there are only a few of our pure nature here. He says, be wary. Water has influence here as well. And he burrows into the ground and disappears from sight.
For those of you that don't speak Primordial, he said that there's only a few of his kind left here. Also, water has a play here. You may come across some sort of water elementals.
Rook, who is
Something like
listening, says, oh, maybe it's the mud guy.
Oh, good thinking.
Mirage.
I'm gonna hold my hand up on my shoulder and just kind of like, it'll glow for a second as I hear some bones crack. Oh, a little better.
Healing hands.
Here,
Yep.
let me. You need some more?
Oh no, save it for when we need it.
We got plenty for when we need it.
There might be others. I got unlucky. I'll do better.
Okay. Hey, Delia, you want to jump up on here with me and Lucy? It's kind of fun.
Acker's gonna kind of
Sure.
like wipe some of the blood off of his face and kind of roll his shoulders. Oh, those elementals hit pretty hard.
You need some healing?
I should be fine. Quite healthy. But I can put more hits like that and be a pancake.
So, Zachriel, for next time, do
Yes.
you want us to try and save them first, or just go at it?
I'm not sure if the weaker they are, the easier the conversion is or not. Honestly, we have so much to do in this land that if we fail, there's not very many other people who already are up to the task. So I will try to save them at all costs. I would rather none of you die in the process. Do what you think you need to do. If one of you spellcasters can somehow teach me how to be a better confiscator, things would go easy. Magic that can make me more of a people person.
I don't know that there's any magic that can make people.
I feel
think
like I probably aligned my stats in the wrong way for my roleplay style.
I feel like you just are or you aren't, but you always got my support.
I think that's a good point. You know, Hum inspires people in a way. You should just mimic her in some instances, and maybe it'll help.
Yeah, I could try that. Well, anyway.
All the double speak.
I missed most of that conversation because of dungeon stuff.
How much dungeon stuff are we going to get into in the next 15 minutes?
I think we can play out something.
Okay, just wasn't sure. If we're about to hop into something big or something.
Well, we might hop into something where there might be a cliffy cliff, but of the hanging type. But you know,
I'll be right back. 1 minute.
And cliffhanger.
They were in the geode the whole time.
Oh,
The thing to throw the portal into was actually hidden behind the barrels in the giant room.
it's actually in the giant stomach. Karg's stomach.
oh my god! somehow they summon Ogremok and just alien style bursts out of his tummy.
And then go ahead and play the Spaceballs.
Ahaha.
theme.
You know I would, but Rick Moranis might get assaulted again, so...
What?
Did you not hear about that?
No, clearly not.
Oh,
You just
Rick
got, like-
Moranis got assaulted in the
They
street.
get like cheap shotted.
Some guy in a mask, so punched him in the head. Went down.
Back.
It was right after he was on the Ryan Reynolds mobile network commercial.
Oh. Dang. Alright, well. What do you guys do?
We advance.
That's...
Vox, do you think it's wise that you scout here, or do you want me and Tadius to go forward?
Oh, I'm stopping here. I'm just listening down there. Do I hear anything?
Sure. Roll a perception check. Let's see. You hear the sound of crunching stones, very faintly, and then a pleased.
Yeah, she steps back and lets the guys go through first.
What'd you hear?
Something down. Some crunching. kind of went. "Rah, rah, 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 rah."
Did it sound like bullets?
It sounded.
And Lucy just.
You've heard Lucy crunch rocks and gems before. It sounded more like a blender.
Nope, not like Lucy.
Well, no time like the present. Come on, Dodias. What's the worst that could happen?
One of dismembered bodies all plastered across all the rock.
No. We'll be flattened, not dismembered.
I would keep moving until you're here.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that the party's, you know.
The walls of this circular chamber are thick with glowing crystals. In the middle of the room is a fat, egg-shaped creature with 3 arms, 3 legs, and heavy-lidded eyes, and a wide mouth atop its stony ovoid body. Casually dropping gemstones in the creature's gaping mouth is a creepy-looking earth cultist. Here's the creature.
The hell is that?
What the?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Dodias?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Do I know what the fuck that is?
Roll an Arcana check. Roll an Arcana check.
Oh, that thing reminds me of that thing from the forest that we call a vagina.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Tadias
26 on the what the fuck check.
knows this as a Zorn, a creature from the elemental plane of Earth that, like bullets, eats minerals, but Zorns in particular will only ever eat gemstones.
It's earth elemental plane creature, likes gemstones, nothing else. Looks mean.
Okay, and what's its weakness?
The creature
It can
turns.
scratch its back. It needs help scratching its back.
The creature turns and regards Zachriel, and then the Earth cultist turns. Come to make an offering.
Yes, your life.
What?
Have some gemstones. We don't have to offer life.
And
Wait, do we have gemstones?
We do have gemstones.
Yeah, but we want to, the cultist, right?
We can kill the cultists, but definitely should probably feed the thing. So
Yeah, that's what I mean.
What did you say? What kind of gemstone did you have?
What kind of gemstones do we have?
Feed me.
We just have gems. It doesn't say what kind.
We have assorted gems, kind of like a trail mix.
I'll reluctantly pull out some of the crystals that we got in the cavern with Miladiris.
The Earth cultist then does like a stupid man's triple take and looks at Zachriel and his flaming head, and then he points and says, "They're the enemy! Gorks,
No.
you must attack! Will you give me gemstones?
We will give you gemstones.
I'll give me gemstones."
We've got gemstones from an amethyst dragon.
That sounds tasty.
Yeah,
What?
you should eat him.
I know, he just doesn't taste good.
Just kill
You
him.
should
He won't
crush
give you
him.
any gemstones.
He actually, we can read minds, and he just said that he hates his job of feeding you. He doesn't like Zorn.
The Zorn just kind of looks back and forth, and the Earth cultist turns and raises his hands and plans to attack. And if I like how this played out, he's gonna be the only combatant, so we can do this combat really quick, probably. So go ahead and roll initiative for me, and this will be our last encounter of the night.
Hey. Of course. All night.
Alrighty. Everybody roll.
I did it right.
You're a little out of sight, but you're there. What do you do?
I slide off of Lucy and I kind of squiggle up front, and I'm gonna throw a mind sliver at the guy here.
Alrighty.
And there's the 4.
There's the 4. There's the save. Anything else?
She is going to throw some inspiration towards Zachriel now.
Alrighty.
Oh wait,
Oh.
instead of that, she's going to actually. Sorry, I'm going to keep that. She's going to viciously mock this guy.
Ooh, okay.
She's going to say out loud to the Zorn, "Oh yes, he does not like you at all. In fact, he's planning on killing you once we walk through here."
No, I'm not. Nah,
That's exactly what somebody would say who's going to do that.
they're lying. Alright.
And she holds up the gems that she has.
Oh. The Zorn salivates. Delia.
I want to toss these crystals at this Zorn.
Okay.
And just like give them to him.
Okay.
Would that be an action?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be. Especially if you're trying to throw them from where you are. Well, are you just doing it to do it? With like what you said, or are you trying to get him to do something?
No, I just want to give him the crystals.
Okay.
Like, get us some good favor.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check.
Do you have the
That's
catapult?
not good.
Alright, let's see what, he tries to, like, duck for it, but it kind of, like, hits the side of his mouth and goes down. Aim better! As he goes to pick it up. That was your action.
Okay.
Alrighty, Vox.
We're attacking this guy, right?
That is where, Hum's efforts have been spent.
He's using psychic efforts so that the guy wouldn't notice us attacking him. I'm trying to get the Zorn to kill him.
Wait, does someone have rocks in their hands right now, like gems?
I have a gem in my hand.
Just fun fact to think about while I'm doing this. But Vox, you might kill him before then, so go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna do my short bow at him.
Alrighty. That is a miss.
Still got advantage, I think.
He hasn't acted yet.
Ah, yes, roll again. That is unfortunate. Anything else, Fox?
That's all.
Alright. Stone Melder turns and very upset with this. And he is going to take his hands, and his hands start to like do this weird kind of vibration, and he puts them down on the ground. Delia can see that he's casting a spell.
Yeah, I'll counterspell it.
So what happens is the ground fissures and starts heading toward you, but then Delia cancels the magic, and it just stops. And he looks down and says, and that's the end of his turn. Lucy.
Lucy cannot get through. She's just making noises.
Okay. Zachariel.
Trying to convince him.
Yeah, I don't have any crystals or anything.
She hands over a gem.
Okay. I'm gonna, since she made me a gem, I'm just gonna walk over to the Zorn, and I want to drop the gem in his mouth.
Delicious.
Yeah, see, we're friends. Isn't that good?
They yes, good. You'll give me more.
Yep, more. I'll give you more than he will. That's it for me.
He
Not
just
gonna do
stands there
anything.
with his maw open, expectantly. Dias.
You still have a rock in your hand, Tom?
Yeah, I put another one in your head.
Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to do an object interaction, a more aggressive one. I'm going to tie a knot around it, around my grappling hook. And then I'm going to go make essentially like those butcher twine, like, fillets of this rock wrapped around this guy as best I can.
I'm so
I would like to try to tie the rope around this guy with all my actions to essentially knock him down and tie him up like a little piggy, and then put a bunch of gems on him.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be. Well, first of all, you need to grapple him.
That's gonna be easy enough.
We'll see about that.
They match.
All right, you grapple him. Now you have to. Now you have to restrain him.
So would that be another one of my attack actions?
Yes.
Excellent.
He can't beat that. All right.
So I'm just gonna kind of like grab his hands and then just start weaving the rope around him, and then just attach like the grappling hook to like his arm around his neck.
Okay.
And the stone is just gonna be prominently displayed right by his throat. And I'm just gonna slap on him and say, "Hey, you want some?"
Okay. I need to roll initiative for the Zorn and do that. I should. Hang. I'm expecting you guys to do these. All right. Well, he's gonna take his turn now because I should have had him taking his turn. And he'll like run over, or he'll walk over, and he'll just like start to nibble at the guy's neck. But he's like trying to not get the flesh. But he makes a couple of nasty cuts anyways and grabs the gem. Good, more. And that's it for him. Tadias took his turn. Top of the round, Hum.
I'm just going to. She's going to throw another mind sliver at him.
Okay. Does that have damage?
And then she's going to use her vicious mockery one more time.
Okay.
And she is going to tell the Zorn, "Oh, when we leave here, he says he's never going to feed you again. He won't let anybody give you gems ever again. In fact, telling me not to give you this gem I have in my hand."
Liar! 6 psychic damage. So far, this guy's gotten a little bit of cut.
How many gems has he given you? Or do other people give them to you?
Orcs says, actually doesn't answer. And actually will say in Terran, what are you saying? That's it. Anything else, hon?
Nope.
Alright. He's gonna try to break out of this very loosely made twine. I think
It's still rogue.
Huh?
It's still rogue, but yeah, I'll do a check against him because I'm just grappling him in flavor.
Yeah. Alright, so he's still grappled. I don't think you had enough time to really bind his hands, so I'm going to say
way.
he can still cast. So he is going to... That makes sense, though. Let's see.
Wasn't that his action to try to break the grab, though?
Oh, you're right. Okay, never mind. Yeah, he's pretty stuck. Vox.
We just lost Senna.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Yep.
I imagine with the restrained thing and the rogue running up, it's not going to be much longer.
No, it's not going to be much longer. So, here's what I'm going to do. Because we lost next.
Senna's back.
Senna's back.
I'm here.
And we're also over time, and this is just going to be a slap fight where one person dies. So we are just going to. I know what I'll do. Really quick, tell me what your intent here is. Are you guys going to eventually go in and like smack him to death, or are you going to keep trying to convince the Zorn to kill him?
Well, Zachary's not going to touch the guy because he thinks that that's what they're trying to do. He doesn't know it out.
Okay, well then I think we'll just expect it to like this to happen in this way. So we'll just leave this here. What will the excavators end up doing with the stone melder cultist? We'll find out next time.
Bye, Joy.
Bye, Joy.
Bye bye.
Bye, Joe.